Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Hannah's Knit Cottage podcast. I am Hannah.
I'm Michelle.
We are back in Woolmarket Fibers.
We are.
So today, you're watching this. It's local yarn store day.
Yes, we're having a sale. 20% off the whole yarn department,
Yes.
excluding the spinners, the e-spinners, and the notions, unfortunately.
But you can make your own Getty tee.
Right?
As featured on the previous episode of the podcast if you missed it. As always, you can find me on Instagram as Hannah's Knit Cottage and on Ravelry as Hannah072.
And you can find me on Facebook as Woolmarket Fibers and Ravelry as Southern Comfort KC.
And we would like to start the podcast with a very special shout out.
Yes, Crochet Grammy. We love you. Thank you so much. Keep up the great knitting.
Yes, and a local to Woolmarket Fibers.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Okay, it's been a while since we've been in here.
I know.
To film. I've been here a lot.
You've been in
so
here.
If you come in for local yarn store day, we're actually filming a week ahead. So Janora and I will be in here in the store. If you come in for local yarn store day, come and say hey. Or if you're in Texas,
we will be in Seguin, Texas for the Yellow Rose Fiber Fest. So we're going to be there that whole weekend. And it'll be my first one I get to go to.
Yes, your first Fiber Fest.
Yes, that I'm actually going to be a vendor at. Mr. Woolmarket Fibers always does the fiber festivals. So I'm not the boss this go around. He's always the boss. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to see if I get fired or not.
Okay, so you ready to start with FOs?
Go ahead.
I have one. I finished a pair of socks.
The whole pair?
The whole pair, including the heels.
Oh, look at you. Nice.
This
like the colors.
is Polka Dot Creek self-striping yarn. This is their Disney Princess Club. This is the Anna colorway. And this is, I did 2x2 cuff for 20 rounds, 60 rounds leg, afterthought heel, which I will put the recipe in. I'm not entirely happy with this recipe, so the next pair I'll have a little bit different of addition.
Now, what recipe did you follow? Your own or
my own creation?
Oh.
What the problem I had is that my previous socks, the toe fit well, but it was so shallow on my foot that I felt like it didn't look right. Like when I was wearing it, I wanted it to be like a prominent toe. Because I usually wear my socks with Birkenstocks. So it's like I want you to see it, you know? Anyway, so I did the same recipe on the heel as I did on the toe, and I think I'm just going to have to add a couple of regular knit rounds in there to accommodate. But yeah, this was knit on a US 0, 56 stitch sock. I'll have all the details on the Ravelry when I update that, hopefully today. We'll see. But yeah, that's my only FO. That's it.
Well, I've got 3.
1, 2, I have 4 whips.
Oh, I've got a few more, but I've been making it manageable.
I'm so proud of you. They grow ups. Anybody? Okay. We last summer did a series called The Stay the Whips. We'll probably bring it back again this summer, where we went through all of our whips and all of our different hobbies. And Michelle definitely got the gold in whip count.
Yeah, like if this was the Olympics, I skated through all of them. I got gold. Yeah,
she left me in the dust.
But it made me actually seriously take a step back and see this is not normal, not for me anyway. So I have I purged a bunch of stuff. I purged a bunch of projects as far as knitting and crocheting, reclaimed the yarn, donated some of it, and just decided to work on what I really wanted to get finished. So that's my goal. And of course, I've been doing that for a while. Shh, don't tell anybody. But for short things, I've been able to get 2 hats done and some baby washcloths because my niece is going to have a baby. Yay. And it's a girl. Aww. So for my great niece, I did some older patterns from Chris Knits. She put out a series of 18 pattern ebooks, I guess you could call it, for washcloths that featured ABCs, schools, flowers,
Here.
Easter, you take that. If you can see it, they're textured
That's
cloths.
a flower, right?
There's
No,
one,
that's a baby lamb, isn't it?
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
baby
there's his
lamb.
little head.
This one is the
Aww.
baby, there's a baby hand. I'll let you hold that up.
Oh, look at the little hand.
Then we got tiny feet. And yes, I sorry, I did not get the tails.
There's
I'm going to do that
feet.
today, get my tails weaved in.
I'm rubbing off on her. She's not weaving in her ends.
And there's a butterfly.
There, yeah, you can see it.
So what's nice
So
about
cool.
these is that they're small enough for baby, but as they get older, they can use them, when they're taking baths for themselves, or, when they don't want to use them. You can still use them for cleaning and dusting and
This
all
would
that
be really
stuff.
cool if you did a bunch of these and patchwork them together like a quilt, but did a blanket out of it.
You actually
so
can.
Cute.
You actually
It's
can.
really cute.
Yes. I haven't done it in wool or a blend yet. These are 100% cotton put out by Queensland.
The coastal cotton?
Yeah, the coastal cottons.
We do carry here in Woolmarket Fibers.
We do, in solids and variegateds. So that's that one. Look, I took a DK. This is DK. This is an old chroma from Knit Picks that I've been having in my stash for a very, very long time. So I don't even think this colorway is still there.
I don't even know if they have that line anymore.
They do.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, it's still in fingering and worsted weight. I also did a folded brim because I love my neighbor. I really do. These are going to go to her. I saw her at the grocery store back in January when we had literally 28 and 19-degree weather.
Which is really, really cold for us.
It is, very much so. She was wearing the hat that I had given her a year ago for Christmas, but the poor dear had it on inside out and folded up. So I decided to make her just a plain hat, but have the folded brim, so we won't hopefully have the folding it up.
Yeah.
Like, a double brim, but her wearing it inside out. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Hey, at least she wore it.
She did, and she was very glad for it. So I was excited that she actually wore it, which is why I didn't say anything to her about the hat being inside out. And then we have this one.
I love this one.
This is the button tab hat. I'm sorry, I don't remember the designer's name. It's been a while.
If I can find it, I will be on the
Yes,
screen
it'll
here.
be up. And I had the girls here pick their favorite buttons, and it turns out the ones that they liked, I went to grab them and I grabbed the wrong set of buttons, and I was too late. I wasn't going to take them out. So, but this is it. And
I love the buttons on it though.
You like these buttons?
I think it's a really good contrast.
Yeah. This yarn is it's Wool of the Andes by Knit Picks. Again, it's all out of my stash because I have got enough.
The worsted weight?
Yes, it's a worsted weight. This hat was free when I got it about 15 years ago. So hopefully, I don't remember if it still is. I just go into my files at home and pull a pattern and start going with it. But
let's see if Hannah can find it in the deep delves of the internet. Okay.
So are you going to do things that you are in the middle of?
Yes. Are you ready for whips?
Are you ready?
Okay. So I finished Anna. So you got to have Elsa.
Okay.
I've almost finished one Elsa sock.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So all it needs is the heel, but I did the toe yesterday. You can see how much bigger the toe box is than my normal recipe. But same thing, the heel will be what's different, and I've got the second sock going. I'm just a little bit into the leg.
So you did.
I marked my heel.
Yes, you did, so that there's no cutting it, because I was going to ask you about that.
Actually, the first one I did cut in this heel.
Oh my.
I don't mind cutting in a heel. The only thing I don't, with that yarn specifically, this Anna yarn, you see how pale all the colors are?
Yeah.
And this white color and this gray color, from the camera you can really see a difference, but sometimes if you look at,
if you're knitting it, you can't
this
see
line
it.
Here, it's not super contrasted. So that's why I wanted this clear line of demarcation here of,
and
this
if you're going to use a waist yarn, you can use like, your favorite bright pink.
Yes.
Or
I just happen
like a brown or something. So, any waist yarn of the same weight, if you're going to put that in, will work. So you could see where you're going to be picking it out from.
Mm-hmm.
So
can I do one more whip?
You can.
Okay, this is a connected whip to those 2 pairs of socks.
Okay.
And this has a little bit of a story. I started this yesterday. I am doing, with my leftover scraps, I am doing a jelly roll blanket.
Oh, okay.
The pattern's by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And I wanted to mention this in the past couple podcasts, but I didn't feel right mentioning it until Kay herself had publicly mentioned it on the internet. So if you don't know the Bakery Bears, it's a podcast run by a husband and wife duo, Kay and Dan Jones of Bakery Bears. Recently, Kay's husband Dan passed away, and she has been off the internet and has just returned. She's been gone for like 4 months, just with his sudden illness and decline and passing. So the idea, what I wanted to do on the channel, please, if you can't, no pressure, but the idea of what I wanted to do is everybody knit a Bakery Bears pattern if you can. And that would really support her, because not only did she lose her husband and that her daughter lose her father, but also that she lost her partner in her business.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he did a lot of the technical things. So I know she's trying to continue the channel. She has every intention of continuing. But obviously it's going to look a lot different now. So,
Yeah.
and I wanted to mention it, like, as far as just, it's a small thing that if everybody bought a pattern or was a patron, that only takes a couple dollars of your money, but all of that adds up and gives her some stability in a very unstable time. So, but if you can't, no pressure, but this is just something. So my idea is that when I'm knitting on this, I'm going to try and go back and watch through the catalog of the Bakery Bears. And specifically, I want to watch, if you're a patron, Dan had a series of him learning how to become a knitter. And one of the series, I don't remember all the titles of them, but they're great. One of them was called Journey to the Center of the Oak.
Yes.
So it's like, this is, that's my goal, is just, that's a way of kind of.
I got the socks I wanted.
Oh, you did?
The sock pattern that I wanted.
Good.
The quilted sock, I remember that. Yeah.
So this is my idea, and it was a good way. I wanted to have a way, because the socks are going to get worn and torn up. I wanted a way that I could keep this yarn, and have this, because it'll be all the different princesses. And I have so much self-striping sock yarn. I was like, this would be really cool to have a self-striping sock yarn blanket.
Oh, that would be fun
to have, you know. So, but also just, it kind of seemed well-timed.
Good.
So that's my next whip.
There's that one. Mine are all separate.
Okay.
One I haven't started yet. I am working on another of the modules for the scarf that I had knit my sister-in-law that she loved so much. Well, my niece, her daughter, Letitia, she wanted one, and she wanted them done in earth tone colors. So the Zestas cowl or scarf, depending on how you want to make the modules, what size. Yes.
You're going to have to write that down every second, put it on the screen.
If I'm saying it correctly. This is, all the modules are really very easy to knit. I did catch an error in the chart and was able to tell the designer, because this has been out for a while, and I'm just shocked nobody noticed.
But a lot of knitters too are just like, oh, well, I know what to do, and they'll just fix it and they won't say anything. And that's probably what happened.
Well, and I'm of, they either, obviously they didn't know, because she didn't know, and then she did fix it. But if you're new, you're going to be like, this is wrong, I'm wrong. So, it's always good to at least put it, let them know that there's something going on. But so I've got one going. These don't take me, but each one takes about a couple hours. And I've already pulled a pile of alpaca blended yarns, again, out of my stash, because I got a ton of it. So I'm working on those. I'm going to take this with me to drive to the show, because we're not flying or anything. We're going to stay 4 or 5 days up there. We're leaving Wednesday and coming back Sunday. So I'll have lots of travel time to sit and knit while Doug's driving. And then I've got a couple more. How about you?
I have 2 more.
We'll go.
Okay.
Pull it
Wait,
out.
I have to ask. Do you do the thing where when you travel, you pack way too many projects for what you could ever possibly knit, but it's like yarn security?
Yes, because I get bored easy.
When we went
I get bored easy.
When we went on vacation last fall, I packed like 3 projects, and that was the week that my elbow was out. So it's like I couldn't even
Oh.
knit at all, but I still had 3 yarn security
That's when
projects.
I go to the nearest bookstore and buy a book so I can just sit and read, because I can't just sit and look at the scenery. I mean, there's only just so much conversation one can have with your loved one of 34 years. But and half the time he's listening to a book in his ears. So I might as well just be, you know, nice, quiet, let you concentrate on your book and the road. Hopefully what's in front of you and not beside you, because that's how men drive.
We had that conversation. Like, I don't know if it's all men, but like how women drive and they're like, this is the road. I'm focused. And then men drive and they're like, oh, look. And we're like, look at the road. Look at the road.
Yes, because they're drifting into the rumble lane all the time.
Did you see that over there? It's like the road's over here. Please
He's like, check out that house. I'm like, what house? I'm busy driving. Yeah. So
I don't know if that's an all men versus women.
no,
thing,
it's
but
if you drive you drive the interstate as much as I do.
yes.
So you can see who's drifting and who isn't. And when you get up beside him, you can tell it's a guy. He's either on the phone or he's looking either way, but not forward. So
see, I don't even look at it who's drifting. I'm like, get me out of here. I'm going. Get me away. I'm not stopping to see who you are. I have places to be. Okay.
Yeah.
So how many ropes do you have left?
I've got 3.
Okay, you go ahead then.
Okay.
I only have 2.
Well, this one I worked on for a while, and this is going to be a shop sample for a while.
I love this one.
This is one that I have done this pattern before. It is Michelle Meadows' Truly Yours Summer. It's either that or it's Yours Truly. I cannot remember.
I'll have it on the screen because
because we've done I think we've done this before. But I did this in the fall colorways, and here I thought it was a lot further in the pattern, and I'm literally halfway. So
but does it go faster at the end since the rows are bigger?
Does it go faster?
Like, is it less rows because the rows are longer?
Oh no, it's like 200 and something.
Oh.
Yeah, it's almost 300.
I'm sorry.
It's almost 300
But look
rows.
at these colors, like, oh.
So I didn't bring the variegated, but it's called Autumn. And this is the brown.
That teddy bear brown?
Yes, and this is the orange that I'm working on now. And then I will drop the brown and work this and the variegated, the autumn color, until I get to the opposite end. There'll be a section of lace again, but it's going to be in the orange. And then there's going to be another stripe sequence again. So, and then that ends it. So, but yeah, I thought I was,
these are all Woolmarket Fibers.
Every bit of this Woolmarket Fibers. I've got it on the wall back there somewhere. But I like this pattern because for the most part, the stripes are TV knitting. Yeah. And I did modify the first section of this. So she wants you to do all of this in garter stitch. And when I first did it, I didn't like it. I ripped it back and made it stockinette. So I purled on the backside instead of knitting. And you can see it a lot better. Whether you're using 3 solids or not, that section definitely benefits from the stockinette fabric instead of the garter stitch fabric. So I will always continue to modify that particular section. Everything else turns out okay. So there's this one. And then I've been working on my sewing. So this is 2026 mystery English paper piecing quilt put out by Gemini's Creative Quilting. She's in Australia. That is her website, Gemini's Creative Quilting. And this is this year's, I'm working on part 2.
You might have to slide back a little bit. There you go.
Can you see it? This is part 2. And then part 3 is already out. And where you see the dips right here, I guess you call it the valleys, there's going to be a set of encased diamonds in there so that it'll make it round again. And then in a couple of weeks, part 4 will come out. So every 4 weeks, they say it's 3 weeks, but I counted, it's really 4. Every 4 weeks, a part will come out, and there's 12 parts plus the 13th is the border. So
Okay.
I'm using Liberty of London fabric. I think this is Andover. This blue right here with the red flowers, this is Tilda. This is Liberty of London, and this is Wilmington fabric. And then there's the itty bitty white right here in the very center. This right here is Liberty of London fabric. This will be incorporated again into the diamonds. That's where most of the white is. So I will be thread basting 96 white hexagons for part 4, plus 18 for the yellow and 6 for the blue, to get those diamonds put back in to make it round again. So I've been mad dashing on that one and I'm falling behind. I can't take this on the road because I do need a magnifier. So I only work on it at work. How about you?
So my next whip, we know this one. We love her.
Yes, we do.
I love her again. I didn't love her for a little while. I was mad at her. Oop,
Why? Because the yoke?
That was a lot.
Yeah.
It's
a deep yoke.
I powered through like 35 rows of yoke in a week.
Dang, girl.
She split for sleeves.
Woohoo. Look at you. Yep,
this is the king. This is the backside, but this is the King Salmon Light. And you can see on the camera, like once she blocks, how nice it's going to be. Can't wait. So I'm thinking, let me know in the comments your color suggestions for bottoms to match this. Either like a skirt or pants, or I've even thought like a pinafore. This would be cute under a little pinafore dress. I'm thinking navy blue. I feel like this leans more blue than gray.
But
gray could also do good, I think.
You want a dark charcoal gray.
Yeah, like either charcoal gray or a navy blue.
Right.
Thinking. But
yeah,
if you have other suggestions, let me know in the comments because I'm open.
Yeah, because I would say in the next 2 weeks you'll be through it all, most of it.
Well, my goal is to have this done for May 1st because the girls at the Table 10 podcast are doing a spring-centric make-along where you're knitting making a spring thing. I want this to be my spring thing. And May 1st is a Friday. So can you imagine me showing up to work with my new sweater and my new pants, like rocking and styling? So that's the goal.
Well, next week is the 25th.
Yeah, but
next weekend.
But that's why I'm almost done with those socks. So it's like literally this is just round and round. And I'm gonna do short sleeves. So I think I'm gonna wine yarn today. And then I'm gonna, because it is hand dyed, this is all, let me go through the yarn. So sorry. The coral here, this is Fire on the Mountain by Woolmarket Fibers. This is all fingering weight. And then the blue gray is Steel by Polka Dot Creek. We originally had this with like a green, and if you go on my Ravelry you can see the original with the green. I gotten into the yoke and it just wasn't high enough contrast. So
we changed it.
The steel was the pivot move. I took a hunch. It came all the way from Canada and it worked, thank goodness. So yes, this is just round and round. So I'm gonna do wind yarn and alternate skeins to alternate in this original skein into both sleeves because I've already alternated into the body.
Yeah.
So then I'll alternate them all in. So then this is a very dense gauge though. This is like, I don't remember the amount of stitches per inch, but I know rows is like 40 rows for 4 inches.
Wow.
So it's like,
whew, and what size needles is this?
A US 2.
Oh yeah, that's why.
This is on a US 2 because the yoke is so deep. And still, when I finish this whole chart, I hope I'm not giving too much, but I don't think I am. The chart itself, after the short rows, is about 65 rows. So this whole salmon takes 65 rows. So you think about it, that gauge, that's still 6.5 inches of yoke. So I still had to I had done some short rows. By the time I had finished all the increases and stuff, and maybe it was a little bit looser because my color work, because I think I was about right at maybe 8 3/4 inches at the end of the yoke. And so then I still had to do an additional, I think I did like 5 rows or something like that. So yeah,
there it is.
Round and round. We'll see if we can get her done.
Well, this is my last one, and I started this late, but I fell in love with this yarn. I'm going to see if Mr. Woolmarket Fibers can dye some more by the time I get back.
Pause.
This is Frost on Roses, put out
Oh.
by Katrin Schubert. The yarn is Mermaid, and I've done this hat before. It's all 2-color brioche. The first hat that I did was with all the white on the outside and the darker color on the inside. This time I wanted to feature this color, this beautiful
I love
variegated
that
colorway.
color.
It's very pretty. It's called Mermaid.
Mr. Woolmarket Fibers, I need this.
Everybody
I need a
does.
pair of socks. I might need a sweater. Can
Yes.
you imagine a sweater in that?
Oh, I know, right?
Okay.
So this time I decided I wanted to do the variegated on the outside. So that's what I did. And you can see I'm into the second repeat of this pattern. And if you want, you can actually just flip this. That's what's nice about 2-color brioche, is that it's reversible. So there's the back side. It looks just as good as the inside.
That's so cool.
It is.
And just depending on the vibe of the day you're feeling. Like,
right,
oh.
exactly. So I will have this here at the shop for a while. And when Mr. Woolmarket Fibers goes touring for his Fiber Fest, he'll take this with him. But I just fell in love with it. I've been knitting this in the evening time because I don't always have my hexies with me to baste at home. And it's kind of hard to start basting hexagons. I tried this 2 nights in a row where I would prep a whole pile of hexagons for me to take home and thread baste so I could try to get caught up. And Fiona, if anybody
I'll put a picture of Fiona on the screen
ever
here.
met Fiona, my little princess, she likes to just jump up into the chair, get onto my lap, and park it. And I can't very well start thread basting with Fiona right in my face. So I've had to put everything else aside. With this, at least it's not so bad. I can either knit in front of her or around her, but I can't thread baste like that. So, because I've got needles and
you have
clips
to have really good light. Too.
And I have to have really good light with that, yes, because Michelle's going blind.
Well, I mean, that's been my holdup with cross stitch too, with Oliver, just the constant up and down. It's like I finally get set to do so.
And then you can't. So anyway, that's the end of all of mine so far. So at least my whips have been, this is what I've been concentrating on. I do want to say though that I am going to walk over there to the winding table in about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I have to do this.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to start something new. It's going to be in 3 colors. It's going to be in a natural white color, and it's going to be in 2 different browns.
Okay.
Possibly a tan and the chocolate brown in a DK, and I'm thinking size 3 needles, possibly if I have them.
Okay.
It's a mystery Nomalong.
Oh, yes. Okay, we're here for this.
So
we're here for this.
Imagine Landscapes put this out a while back, and I went on, and when I first got notified that she was putting out a mystery pattern, I bought it, and then didn't think nothing of it, and just about 3 days, I think, before it actually went live, I thought, oh my God, what happened to that pattern? You know, I paid, where did it go? I knew it was coming up soon, so I had to go find it in my library, and it said coming up, April something or another. I literally cannot remember. And I said to myself, oh, okay, well then I'm not behind, and she didn't forget. So here we are. Although I am into, the pattern has already started clue 2. There's only like 5 clues, and it's a tiny little thing. So, how far behind can I be?
We're going to find out.
We're going to start that today. And then, yes, I'm going to take that with me, do what I can while I'm at the show. I'm going to take the hat if it's not done by then when I'm going to Texas.
You should If you had it finished, you should bring him to all the fiber festivals,
I
and he could
know.
have pictures at all the fiber fests.
Yeah, kind of like Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah,
I could do that.
for flat stand.
Absolutely. We got to have a name then. So, I mean, if he's
Ooh,
going
okay.
to shows, he's going to need a name.
He needs a yarn name.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Let us
y'all
know.
put your name hats on.
Give us the
Give us
best
the
puns.
ideas, and as soon as he gets finished, we're gonna put him out there and see where he lands.
Okay.
I think that's cool.
See,
cool
now it's a must cast one. It's not like you're starting something new. It's a building your
yes,
brand.
we have
moment.
to. Yes, it's a have to. He's gonna be the Woolmarket Fibers mascot. No, what do you
Maybe.
think? Possibly.
Maybe. We'll see.
So,
See.
with that thought in mind,
all right, I have one more whip.
one more.
It's
Let's
a
go.
secret whip that you don't know about.
Oh, wow. Okay. What is it? What'd you do?
Well,
yay! Ha! She's doing it. Woo! Look at you. Good job. And you got it working.
I got my nano to work, and it was a lot of trial and error, but we did it. I'm
Yay.
spinning yarn.
Well, now you can show Mr. Woolmarket Fibers if he has come home and still hadn't figured it out.
So this is, I'm going to put it in the description. This is Shetland wool, natural undyed Shetland wool, and I think in the brown colorway that I got from the Woolery. So Michelle let me borrow her drop spindle last time after I was so defeated about not getting my spinner to work.
And I told her, take it home. I made her take it home.
I wasn't going to take it home.
I know. Yes.
And I did a couple nights. You can see I didn't do that much spinning, but I did do some.
Yes.
And it was good because I got to practice drafting. That, I think the problem I was having was a twofold problem. So half of it was me, half of it was a machine problem. So I needed to practice drafting. So, and I'm still not great at it, but I'm definitely better. And you can see there's still some inconsistencies in here, but it's definitely getting more and more consistent. So practice on the drop spindle, got better at drafting. One day I'd seen somebody post a short on YouTube about spinning on their nano, and I saw how slow the speed on her wheel was, and I was like, how did she do that? So then my brain started turning. So here's what I think I've learned. We'll see, this may not be correct, and if you spin, please tell me in the comments if I'm completely off base. An e-spinner, especially the nano, has two specific things that you're balancing at the same time. You're balancing the tension, which is determining the uptake, how quickly the spinner wants to take your yarn up. But you're also that's also being influenced by the speed of the machine. The speed that the machine is turning, which is also the amount of spin. So if you have too little uptake, the yarn isn't going to come up and it's going to spin too much and crinkle up before it goes up into the machine. If you have too much uptake, the fiber is going to try and uptake before it's completely spun, and then it might clog your machine, or it might just not be spun and might not get on the bobbin.
Okay.
So I think I was landing in those two spectrums. So what I had to do with just the bobbin, with nothing else on the machine, no leader, no nothing, I turned the speed on to a speed that I thought I could maintain, kind of a similar speed to what I'd seen in the YouTube video.
Okay.
Then I slowly cranked my tension up until my bobbin stopped turning because the tension was too high. And I slowly turned the tension back off of that until the bobbin started to spin. And when it spun completely freely with no interruption, no stutters, that was the tension I left it at. From there, then I was able to get it to uptake. And I think it was a mix of I learned how to draft better, but I also learned how to balance the machine and get that. That's where I think the nano, if you get a nano, in my opinion, my humble beginner opinion here with not a lot of expertise, it would be useful to find somebody who has a nano specifically, because I think there are other machines that have a different way of tensioning. So the tension is not as particular on their machines as what it is on a nano.
Right.
So, but the Nano is great because it's a great entry-level priced machine, which is part of why I went to that first, because I was like, what if I don't even like this? I can confirm I do like this a lot. We're going to see if I like this after. So this is my first single. So I've done one. It's one strand of yarn that has been spun on this bobbin. I will make another single and have two separate bobbins, and then you spin those two together and you spin the opposite direction, and that is a ply. So then it would be a 2-ply yarn because it's 2 plies that I'm putting together, and that would be my finished product. And you can do like a 3-ply, 4-ply. We're just gonna see what I land with here. I love that when I bought this fiber, I thought I was gonna spin for a whole sweater in my first spin. In my lack of wisdom, but I'm enjoying it. It's definitely, we finally have trained Oliver not to chew on cords. So he goes to like lick it, and I'm like, sir, and he like kind of backs off, like, okay. So I was able to spin yesterday, and he was out loose playing, and I was able to spin for a little bit. So there's definitely some like more unspun bits of this. There's like some that's a lace weight, some that's almost a sport, but I'm spinning. I'm getting.
But that's okay, because some people like that particular end product. That's what they shoot for when they're spinning. Some like almost lace weight. Some shoot for a thicker ply. So I'm very happy that you actually have something to show.
Yes.
So that's good.
This is not a completely full bobbin, you can tell, but
yes.
I was spinning frantically.
You can see.
Yeah, I got some room.
That there is. Let me get my fingers out of the way. That there's definitely a lot of room here.
So we'll see if I put this bobbin. I'm a little afraid to try to put that bobbin back on the machine for the sake of what if I can't get the tensioning right with the yarn on there. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna play around with it and see if I can keep going with this bobbin.
But that's the only way you're gonna learn. So
yeah, but just after all that I've been through, I need the dopamine of it working for a little bit. I need the dopamine of just continuing and doing it. And so, yeah, I'm just going to see what I spin up. I am looking at, okay, I don't want to just spin yarn and just have a huge stash of spun yarn. Because like we're trying to like stash down. The King Salmon Light you saw me work on is one of my lingering whips from last year that I carried over. It's my Q2 focus to finish it, which is the other beauty of finishing it for May 1st. So we're gonna see. I think for this, I'm looking at have the jaunty, which was built for hand spun. Like it was a pattern designed for hand spun. I've already made one jaunty. So we'll see. Might do that. Might do the traveler hoodie or the traveler shell, which is also built for hand spun. So we'll play around with it and see. But yeah,
I'm glad. Good job. That's a great surprise. Very happy. Very happy.
I'm not going to lie. There may have been somebody in this shop that was in on the surprise too.
Yeah.
We have a live studio audience today.
We do.
So
she's not talking.
Anyway,
she actually threatened us.
Yes. She does not want to be on camera, but we're glad she's here.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that's all I got for today.
Yes, that's all I got.
So go out wherever you're at in the world and support your local yarn store for your local yarn store day.
So we can say thank you and have a huge sale.
Yes.
And it's all on sale. And did we say something about this? This little guy right here.
The Getty tee?
Yeah.
So the Getty tee, last podcast you'd have seen, I finished it.
That's not the Getty tee. That's Jethro. She finished her Getty tee.
I finished that a year ago. This is my Jethro cardigan knit up in Woolmarket Fibers. It is a new shop sample for the next calendar year. It's going to be going to their
all the fiber festivals.
Yes. So it's knit all in Woolmarket Fibers DK. You need 1 skein of all of your colors on the inside, and then I used I think 4 skeins of the gray, and I knit the third size, so the 50-inch bust. So, yeah, I didn't add any length to it. I did pretty much everything to pattern except the join on the squares is a slip stitch join, so that might eat up a little bit more yarn than the join as you go method, but I just liked it. It looked cleaner to me for what I was doing. So But yeah.
It also gave it a cropped look, because when you're joining with the slip stitch or even a single crochet, you're pulling those joins in, so it'll draw the work up. And that was what her goal was, because she wanted a cropped sweater.
The pattern is slightly cropped, but yeah, it definitely hits me a little more cropped.
Yeah.
It's more just like right at my hip,
Yeah.
which is pretty short compared. I have a pretty long torso, so I typically knit things pretty long. So it was a nice change up, and I think it'll have a good place
in
my
the
rotation.
wardrobe.
Yep.
So there it is. She got it done in record time.
Record barely coming in the clock one time, but yeah.
Yeah, she came into work with a lot of tails to be woven in.
Yeah,
so
a couple hours later, it was done.
It was actually,
and that was,
I think, all 5 hours later.
And it was literally, I wove in those ends, and then I went home and I said, okay, I'm finishing this yoke on the King Salmon Light. And so it was just like, I think
she was on
Sunday
a roll.
night, no, it was Monday. I think Monday I finished the yoke on that sweater. So yeah.
She was on a roll. Now let's see if I can be on a roll and get something done. But yep, I'm going to go over there and start winding yarn for our little gnome.
And I'm going to be right behind her winding yarn for this salmon. So
it's a gnome bear. I'm just sure of it. He's going to be so cute.
You have to, let us know.
But let us know what names you want.
Yeah.
So
and
as
maybe,
soon as I hurry up and get him done, then like I said, it's 5 clues. I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks. So may not be Texas, but he'll be in the shop till the next show. We'll see.
He might be there for Knit in Public Day.
That's probably, yeah, absolutely.
In June.
And what we could do is make people go find him.
Maybe. Or we could have his name voting.
Yeah, we could do a name vote, but yeah, he'll be hiding out like Elf on a Shelf, and y'all will have to go look for him. Maybe you'll get a discount out of it.
Find the gnome, find the sale.
Right.
It's gonna be a vicious fight for this gnome.
As long as you give him back to me once you find him.
Alrighty, so we will be back hopefully 2 weeks for a podcast, and yeah.
Have a happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy making.
Bye.
Bye.